from your experience winning hackathons, right? You share with us what do you think differentiates a winning team from the rest of.
So sometimes it is luck, right? And sometimes it isn't. So sometimes the clarity that the winning team had, you did not have. Sometimes it is the execution or the number of features that the team that won had made that is way exceeding what you could do. But that is also a learning that if some team could implement 24 or 30 features and you could implement 10, it is possible to implement 34. You have to figure out a way, right? Time manage and do it more effectively. So AI, I primarily think, as I've heard this quote from another person, is it's not artificial intelligence; it's alternate intelligence, right?
Wow.
It is something, yeah, it is something that will only help humans reduce task. At the end of the day, people are assuming that it will replace jobs, or yes, some jobs will be obviously displaced or replaced, but the main goal is to create an intelligence that can support you or something that can make you more efficient as a person, right? And that primarily changes what we are striving for from the start. So if I had to do some manual repetitive task from tomorrow onwards, I don't need to do it. That is the power of automation. Money should not be a constraint initially, at least. It should be all about trying to get your first paying customer. That matters, and aggressively pivoting till you get that paying customer who you're solving a pain point for. Because college just sets up an ecosystem, but it is you who has to work at the end of the day. You can be from a tier 3 college, can achieve great things, or you can be from an IIT who just passes out with a degree, right? At the end of the day, it is you, what you do that makes you. Ecosystem is just a background that would support you sometimes. It is not the core.
So, folks, you have tuned into TGV and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, the world's only quadrilingual podcast at this moment of recording. And we are trying to embark into multiple languages as we speak. And here we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. And we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. So, folks, we are joined by another young entrepreneur, Nishant Reddy. He's a young innovator, entrepreneur, and community leader who is redefining what it means to build while you learn. As the founder of ZANS, a startup that secured 2 million rupees in government funding by Government of India, and also the winner of IIT Madras Pitchfest, he has shown how hackathons, curiosity, and collaboration can turn student ideas into scalable ventures. Interesting, isn't it? And his work bridges artificial intelligence, technology, and community impact, inspiring youth to transform their vision into reality. So, Nishan, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Naveen. On very excited to be on the show, and thank you for this opportunity.
Most welcome. And I would like to thank your dad, Mr. Suresh Reddy, for connecting us. And thank you, Suresh. And let's get the ball rolling. And before we get into the interview, first things first, why should somebody tune into a conversation and spend their valuable time?
So I personally feel any engineering student watching this video today must tune in. Either they're in first year, second year, pre-final, or final year. I think I would be able to provide them an insight towards what a true experience in utilizing the thought process and creativity of engineering can do. Not only that, on how being resilient and trying to stick on to things would actually help them out. Right? That's what
Excellent.
I think.
Excellent. So, folks, today we are going to unleash and also unwind the journey of Nishant, who has turned his ideas into ventures. So let's talk about that and let us also unleash your true potential. Like in case if you have some ideas, you can also do it. When Nishant can do it, you also can do it. Amazing. So Nishant, before we get into the mainstream conversation, I would like to tickle your brain. So I'm going to ask you a few interesting questions, and if you are ready, you can answer them, please.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, I'm Steve Ahern, one of the judges of the Asia Podcast Awards. I'm interrupting this episode to let you know that you're listening to an award-winning podcast. This podcast won its category in the 2024 Podcast Awards, so you know you're listening to quality. Enjoy your listening experience, and congratulations to the team who created this award winning podcast for you.
Okay. Hackathon or vacation?
Hackathon, no doubt.
Okay. Elon Musk versus Sundar Pichai.
I actually like Elon Musk, so it would be Elon Musk.
Okay. Favorite startup book?
So I don't like reading much, but I think Think and Grow Rich. There was a book that actually helped me out initially. Think post
Napoleon
my
Hill.
yeah
Napoleon
Napoleon
Hill.
Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of the best books of all time. Amazing. And AI or blockchain?
AI.
Okay. Biggest productivity hack?
I think trying to put a timer when you work and trying to stick to deadlines is the key. That's the goal.
Mhm. Amazing. And here comes my last one for the first rapid fire. A mentor who changed your life.
So my current mentor, Dr. Fani Kumar Pulela sir, right? I connected to him in my first year of engineering, and he was very he played a very crucial role in transforming what I did, and he really guided me through the procedure of how to pitch, how to understand businesses, how to grow. It was from him that really helped, the knowledge that I gained from him that really helped me to be whatever I did till now, right? Yeah, so it would be Dr. Fani Kumar Pulela sir.
Okay, excellent. So would you invite him to the Guiding Voice podcast?
We can try for sure. I'll try to get him out.
Excellent. So thank you so much for the amazing responses to the first rapid fire round. There is one more rapid fire round towards the end of the episode, but let's get the ball rolling. So once again, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice, and thank you so much for being part of our journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. So Nishant, apart from your mentor, Dr. Fani, who is your guiding voice?
It is my dad, actually. You know, no matter however I am, he has been extremely supportive. In days when I feel like I'm clueless or lost, he was the one who actually helped me out, trying to give me some clarity and, thought process on how to tackle situations that I did not face till now. Because as it's my first time for a lot of things when I was going on this journey, right? So he was always there to, support me, push me through things when it felt like the lowest, right? So it's my dad.
Excellent. Kudos to Mr. Suresh, and let's get the ball rolling further. Talk to us about your success mantra, as in share with us the top three things that have contributed to your success so far.
So the first thing is getting things done mentality. I've been told multiple times by my mentor, my dad, that that is what I should try for. Because as a person, when things are extremely challenging, it is upon us ki how do we define things or what do we want to do that we could
Mhm.
actually try to get it done rather than giving excuses or trying to find why we can't. Let's reverse the question to how to get it done, right? That was one of the major things. Second thing is don't give up. It's okay if things don't work out now in the short time, but in the longer time, it'll obviously be a net positive. Some
Mhm.
experiences cannot be measured by just winning a competition, but it could be something way greater than that. So that was the second major one, which actually helped me that you should never give up. It should always be something that you should try for. And the last one is find a mentor or, as the podcast, a guiding voice that would actually support you through whatever you do and try to act like your lighthouse on your journey towards your career or moving forward in whichever direction. Yeah, so I think these three things were the major things that actually helped me out and what I would consider my mantra.
Amazing, you are spot on. And my next one is like you founded ZANS while still in college. So, what was the toughest part of being a student entrepreneur?
So the first thing that comes to that nobody says is I'm not in business background. I'm in engineering background. So we don't know anything, no technical terms in business or whatsoever. But it was my first time listening to what is a pro forma invoice when I started out, and still learning how to deal with vendors, how to get your product ready is a completely unique experience that no one can provide or no one can even think of how much we can learn. How to ensure finances are correct or how to get things working or rolling when you have some other teammates. How do you align with their goals that they align to your product's goals so they work 10x of what you think they would actually work to get things done, right? These were some things.
Hmm. Great. And Tell us about a time when you faced failure and what that moment has taught you.
So I'll give one of my very recent LinkedIn posts and my experience, which was my Manipal Hackathon 2024. So this is a hackathon that I registered back in my second semester. So I just finished second semester and I registered for it with my friends. We didn't expect to get selected because back then ChatGPT was there. So we just used ChatGPT to make a PPT. And we did get selected because, and we were very new to the development space. And hackathons was something extremely new for me to understand and how to navigate. But once we went there and we started working, we faced a lot of roadblocks. The tech stack
Mhm.
that we thought we would develop with was not successful. Then whatever we thought we would implement, we had guaranteed 15 features. We could do only two or three. But in this process, there was a team next to us. They were very organized from the start. And we didn't talk much. Obviously, it's a hackathon and it's somewhere in Udupi. We had to travel and all. So we were the ones from outside. So we didn't talk much. But post the completion, so we had 3 rounds of evaluation, all that happened. We had finally presented in front of a huge panel, around 30 to 50 jury. And our presentation went well, but our demo did not go well of the product
Mm.
because there were some features that were pending. And when we saw their presentation, right, the clarity, the thought process that they had, we were mesmerized. That's the right word I would say. That actually inspired us that this team was right next to us. They worked throughout. And if they can do it, why can't we? Right? If
Mm.
this is the standard of people here who are winning 80,000 rupees in a day for a hackathon, which was 3 days, then why can't we? Or what did they do uniquely that I should learn from, which were trying to fix your tech stack, trying to understand that there are some API endpoints that you should prior decide before going to a hackathon, or try to develop a basic UI frame, wireframe before going there, so that you are prepared to build very quickly. So that actually gave me an amazing experience that a team so close to me, that was my luck that they were sitting right next to me and we could see what they were doing throughout. That inspired
Mm.
me to work harder on the next hackathon, which again taught me some other lessons. And finally, we got shortlisted for Agentic AI Day. We got a Guinness World Record, like that. That was the largest AI gathering in the world. Then post that, we met a lot of amazing mentors. This was all because of the resilience that I had developed personally from that first hackathon that I had
Mhm.
lost. So we had gone till the finals and lost, and we were one of the team from the top 12, and 10 teams got prizes, we didn't. So it was
Oh,
something very disappointing for us, but that actually taught us that we could also achieve it. It's not very far away, right? That
right.
pushed me really towards, getting what it should be for
Right.
getting hackathons done, right?
Hmm. Now let's double click on this hackathons part. Like you have been participating in many hackathons, as you mentioned. How did your experiences with hackathons shape your journey towards building ZANS?
Right. So hackathons is this amazing thing. To some of the listeners who don't know what a hackathon is, it is something where it's not something related to hacking. It is where a group of or a team of students get together to fix or solve certain problem statements given out either by companies or organizations or schools to test competitive power or give even internship and placement opportunities also. So these are
Hmm.
something what company does to hire people to. So hackathons have that, and when we go into that, the first thing that we should do is try to be hyper focused in what we're trying to build. From the start, the feature map or whatever we are building should be clear. Yes, that should be your MVP, minimum viable product that you can develop. Post that, depending on whatever the jury or extra suggestions, you should add extra features. Should not be the other way around where you come with a blank sheet and they say you some features and you build it. But you should have clarity on the problem statement, and you should have that cuts to go there, build something. It is okay. That clarity is what helps you build quicker and faster. Not only that, being positive, because there'll be some teams that are extremely prepared or overqualified that also come. You should understand that they're also on the same page as you. They're no greater or no lesser. And you should not get demotivated or overexcited that we are going to do well. Right? It should be something of calmness of the mind while you're participating in the hackathon. And while building, go through some documentations. If there's a framework requirement, go through that. If there's no framework requirement, then understand what framework is good for rapid prototyping and build on that, so you can make
Mm.
deployed and scalable solutions. These learnings helped me in my startup. Actually, ours is not a tech startup, but still it helps me because of the clarity, the vision, the forward thinking. Ki, this is what we are going to do and this is how we are going to achieve it as a team. So that clarity and that pace at which we work, if we break it into sprints, it becomes way more efficient for us to work. This is one of the clear learning that hackathons can put into your day-to-day life. Sorry, your
Mm.
company. Not only that, but also some problem statements from hackathons could also lead you to build a next tech startup, right? Using some problem statement that actually you connected with, that you could develop further and say, this is the startup that I want to build in, and you can scale it up. So this gives you one idea by building an MVP, getting it validated, and trying to push it to market so you can get direct surveys done and also hackathons, right? This is something where you can easily build MVPs, and because your team is so tight knit, right, for that 10 hours or 12 hours or 2 days or 3 days, you can easily build prototypes that can be tested by the market, and you get validation and you can scale it up. That is what hackathons provide if you are looking into tech based startups. If non tech, also the resilience, the mindset helps. So these are two things that hackathons would help people build startups or grow something into that space.
Yeah, got it. And from your experience winning hackathons, right? You share with us what do you think differentiates a winning team from the rest of.
So sometimes it is luck, right? And sometimes it isn't. So sometimes the clarity that the winning team had, you did not have. Sometimes it is the execution or the number of features that the team that won had made that is way exceeding what you could do. But that is also a learning that if some team could implement 24 or 30 features and you could implement 10, it is possible to implement 34. You have to figure out a way, right? Time manage and do it more effectively. So it is luck sometimes, and it is sometimes just sheer uh, not being able to deliver on what you promised. And the most important thing is selling your idea, right? This is the most important part of an hackathon, which people usually think I'll build a product and they like it. No, it is all about selling. If you're able to sell the product or sell the items it has or features it has to the jury or to the judges, this is the way that you could easily proceed further in winning a hackathon. So this is what it takes to have clarity, vision, and the temperament to pitch in stressful times, right?
Right, right, right. Yeah. And thanks for sharing that. Now, probably many students might have their question, might have this particular question, saying that how can they turn their college projects into real and viable startups? So, what's your take on that?
Right. So I'm also learning right now. I'm not the most best person to ask this, but how they would ideally want to do it is get a mentor in the same space, right? And if the product is already in a scalable version on cloud or any other resource that you can scale up, then try to get it validated from real users that can actually give you input and insights. If there, at the end of the day, if there's a customer willing to pay, the product will work. It is a matter of this chain and how you want to scale, right? Trying to get that first paying customer is the hardest part, and if you're able to crack it, I think that is what is the method of conversion or what you should monitor your idea to a startup, right? Yeah.
Yeah, great. Wonderful. And you have worked on projects like Crocshell, right? So, what excites you most about AI and automation? Because when I asked you about AI versus blockchain, also you mentioned AI.
Right. So AI, I primarily think, as I've heard this quote from another person, is it's not artificial intelligence, it's alternate intelligence, right?
Oh,
It is something, yeah, it is something that will only help humans reduce tasks. At the end of the day, people are assuming that it will replace jobs, or yes, some jobs will be obviously displaced or replaced, but the main goal is to create an intelligence that can support you or something that can make you more efficient as a person, right? And that primarily changes what we are striving for from the start. So if I had to do some manual repetitive task, from tomorrow onwards, I don't need to do it. That is the power of automation. Trying to help things get automated will only improve your time to work on something that actually is meaningful for you to grow, right? So that is why I think AI is something that is very crucial. And Crocshell was a project that me and my friend Danush had done very early on before our, terminal based tools like Cloud Code and Gemini Code came. So we had tried using a tool which would help us learn or implement Linux commands. So this was also a small project that we did because we got frustrated from our operating system classes where they were expecting us to buy heart. So we tried to make an alternative. Why not create an AI tool that we can just type in the terminal and enter, and it gives the code that will run. or create directory. So that was the main idea. We had worked on it and we had actually put it out. I had put it out in Lovable launched. So Lovable is a new Gen AI coding tool, I would say. Right. So
Mhm,
I had
mhm,
put it out there by making the landing page out of Lovable. And this was our
mhm.
main application that I had put. I'd put it on internationally and we got top five. Right. And
Oh.
this was the week. So we had ranked top five. And this was the week before they got their funding. So they had
Mhm,
given me 1,000 free credits. Right. And
mhm,
that's a huge amount. Right now, it's like $2.5 per credit. And that was a huge amount that they'd given like via credits. So I use Lovable like that. So that was a connection again, helping me out. Right.
mhm.
Post that, also with respect to AI and automations will only grow, is what I believe. But I don't think it is such a pain point for companies or large MNCs that they would implement it, but not on a scale where it is do or die. Right. My dad also said that it was something of a cosmetic for companies rather than the key source of pain. Like how Y2K was a pain point for companies, AI is not a pain point. Rather, the
Yeah,
more efficiency based approach, right? So companies will be able to be more efficient, lesser man force. I think it'll be something big will come out from AI, whatever people are calling a boom, and I trust that, and that's why
yeah,
AI, right? It has almost revolutionized our process of searching things, right? Before we used to
yeah.
go search multiple web pages trying to find out most important things. Now AI. Before we used to
That's
sit, right? We have to go to documentation of big code bases to understand how this works. Now AI, right? So it will help manual and irritating tasks get organized. I think
yeah.
that's a very good thing that we all should work towards, right? As tech people, right? Yeah,
I echo on that. And only thing is we got to be cautious is let us not get lethargic since AI is here. So we need to challenge AI in multiple ways and use it as a complementary tool rather than relying it on it completely, without which you cannot survive. So that's a great take. And many students or young innovators might have this question saying that I have so many good ideas, okay, but they have a limit in terms of lack of funding or resources, right? So what would be your advice to them?
right. So on two phones, I'll be talking on tech and non-tech. For
Mm-hmm.
tech-based problems, I still believe that AI coding tools have become so prominent. Like I was just speaking about Lovable, there is Cursor. There are other AI tools that if you have clarity on what you want to build, you can easily make it from an idea to a prototype stage in less than a day. So if you're able to make it a prototype stage, then you can show it to customers. And as I said before, getting your first paying customer is all it takes. Right now, Razorpay also offers freemium models where you can easily connect your UPI and get paid. So tech-based products have a very small moat in terms of scaling up or even starting out thanks to AI. Coming to product-based solutions, ideally this would require funding, agreed. But in this also there are a lot of grants, like how we utilized Government of Karnataka's Elevate scheme to start out and build what we are building right now with ZANS. There are a lot of schemes across India that help student startups, early stage startups, and not only that, forgetting major incubation cells that like IITM's IIT Madras's cell, which gives you upfront money to start something out, or IIM Bangalore's NSR cell that offers you mentorship from top MBA grads. Right, these are some things that would actually help you push out, get incubated once your idea is validated. Right, so money should not be a constraint initially, at least. It should be all about trying to get your first paying customer. That matters, and aggressively pivoting till you get that paying customer who you're solving a pain point for.
Got it. And if you could redefine education for innovators, what would you change?
uh, See, the current ecosystem that we have in our education is still supporting rote learning to an extent, right? And currently, yes, there have been reforms, there have been changes, but as usual, it is extremely slow to implement. I think new age schools and colleges like I think Newton Tech School, Scalar School of Business, these are some schools that are trying to push it forward. But at the end of the day, irrespective of which college you join or what education you're doing, that resilience in you that I want to try something out must always be persistent, because college just sets up an ecosystem, but it is you who has to work at the end of the day. You can be from a tier 3 college, can achieve great things, or you can be from an IIT who just passes out with a degree, right? At the end of the day, it is you, what you do that makes you. Ecosystem is just a background that would support you sometimes. It is not the core, right? So that is why I feel education can be reformed to support more modern ways of teaching. But currently, also, I don't think it should be a barricade for students from achieving anything unique.
Hmm. Excellent. Loved it. And this has been amazing conversation so far, and it's time for us to spice it up further. So, which means we have come to the second rapid fire round. Again, I'm going to ask you a few interesting questions. If you're ready, let's zoom.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
Uh, I would say, actually, I would want to say never give up if I had to
Hmm.
motivate people. But for being selfish, I would promote ZANS, right? Or I would promote myself. Uh, the idea is obviously to, I'm also starting out on a YouTube journey and Instagram and LinkedIn content creation. I think it'll be extremely helpful if people could go show some support because I'm also trying something out, right? So, promotion for that. But if I want to do it for the society, it would be something like never give up because your time is going to come someday, right?
Smart. Very nice. Loved it. And can you describe yourself in just one word?
I would not describe in one word. Maybe a phrase is a get it done attitude. I think that is what defines me because that is what I would want to actually represent me at the end of the day.
No, that is very important, and I love it to the core because even I am a kind of that guy. Because world need more of doers because there are so many sayers. Okay, but if you do, you'll definitely be standing out from the crowd. Amazing. And then one word that defines innovation for you.
I think it would be for me. It is fun, but as a whole concept, I would say resilience. As these two go hand in hand. Innovation without resilience is, I would say, a roadblock at the end of the day. So we should try to, have both of them in us.
Now that is so deep. And a favorite app you can't live without.
An app, I think it is, if you say technically it's chat GPT that I use, but if it would be social media, it would be YouTube. I spend most of my time there.
And if ZANS were a movie, what would be its title?
Uh, I would say it is somewhat of the movie The Terminal. I don't know if you've seen it. The
No, I
Terminal,
haven't
there's a
watched
movie.
it. Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's about a movie about a person who's stranded on an airport where there's a war happening in his parent country and he's stuck there. And he figures out a way how to survive in that airport and finally goes back home. So it is that journey of struggle and hard work that defines who he is, a changed person at the end. So I think Zans is a story that we are right now working extremely hard. We wanted to become something big, and that is developing some resilience and some, thought process in us that was never there before. I think that is
Mhm.
helping us out right now.
Excellent. I'm going to watch that movie. Seems to be an interesting storyline. And here comes the last one for the second rapid fire round. What is one electronic gadget that you like to see or invent yourself?
Oh, I love the electronics specs that have been coming out recently. I've been following them very closely. The recent Meta glasses, right? I think that is a space that I love. If I would want to build something extremely unique, it would be on some technology in that, right? Because I think that consumption of, maybe it be content or data, is all going to change to that because that is the most convenient form, right? Having it directly on your eyes. This has been something I've been following very closely. I think, yeah, that is a space I would want to get into.
Okay, interesting. And after that amazing second rapid fire, let's flip back to the mainstream. So, what is one message you'd like to give to every student innovator, or maybe one key takeaway from your journey?
For every student innovator that is present out there, I know it is hard managing academics, co-curriculars, and your innovation or whatever you're doing. But at the end of the day, I think you should strive for working because it is there. You should give your 100%. right? If it works out, it works out. It doesn't, try something new and give your 100% again, because eventually something will work out, and that would be your golden ticket out, right? So that is something, don't give up. It is not worth it.
Superb. So don't give up and be resilient. Get it done. I think these are the top three takeaways, okay, from this particular conversation. And Nishant, I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, and you have a lot of maturity, clarity in your thoughts, and I'm sure you and your team are set to soar high. And wish you and the entire team at ZANS all the very best. Keep rocking, guys.
Thank you, Naveen. It's amazing talking to you. I think I got
And how,
a lot to say out of this podcast. Yeah.
wonderful. And how is your experience being hosted on the Guiding Voice?
So it was amazing. I think it was really good and an opportunity for me to tell things that I wanted to. I think there's one more small thing that I want to add. It is about what we are doing at ZANS right now. I think in ZANS right now, we are trying to build toys that develop creativity and innovation in children. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We have just launched our first SKU, and we are slowly moving it towards building India's first truly conversational AI toy for children that can converse and talk in natural language with children. And we're doing early stage development for that. Right. Yeah, this is something I wanted to tell about ZANS. It was amazing talking to you, and the podcast is good. Yeah, amazing.
All right. Thank you so much. So, folks, check it out. I think ZANS is all about building conversational toys in natural language. That sounds really, really interesting. So, do check it out. And I'm going to share Nishant's LinkedIn profile and any other URLs that he's going to share. You'll find it in the episode show notes or the episode description. So, Nishant, thank you once again and looking forward to hosting you again in future. And friends, before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. In case if you haven't already subscribed to our podcast, please subscribe from wherever you have tuned in. Also, if you have enjoyed this conversation and found it useful, request you to share with at least three of your friends, or colleagues, or family members, whoever you think will get benefit from the guiding voice. So spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now it's time for us to cruise into the trivia segment. And today, having had amazing conversation with a multi-time hackathon winner, I thought of talking to you about hackathon and multiple interesting things. So first thing is the first ever hackathon. It took place in 1999 and organized by OpenBSD developers to build a free operating system. And what started as a geeky coding sprint is now a global innovation culture. Second fact is young founders power. Globally, nearly 45% of successful startups were founded by people below 30. So Nishant's journey also proves that age is never a barrier to innovation and it's a launch pad. In fact, recently we have hosted Mohammad Abdul Rahman Pasha, who is running Get Work Done, his own organization. He's also playing with technology and working with many amazing organizations and most importantly, growing the right talent. So likewise, if you know any young innovator or any young entrepreneur, please tag them. If you found this episode on social media, you tag them or refer them to us either through Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever possible. And folks, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.